All right. Hello and welcome to another episode of Anime-Niacs. I'm Max. I'm here with my esteemed colleagues,
Scott
and Dan.
All right. And we are going to talk to you guys tonight about One Punch Man. Quite possibly the greatest anime to come out in the last decade.
or ever.
Dan, you want a synopsis? You want to give it a crack?
One Punch Man is awesome. He's this guy. And you
Nope,
learn in flashbacks.
Well, his name is
that-
Saitama.
Yes. And he simply, 3 years ago?
Yeah, he was 22.
Yeah, when he was 22, started training. And in 3 years, he became basically strong enough to kill anything with one punch. Not just kill, mind you, but like explode. Like tiny bits.
The shorter the biography, the better. It's got to be 20 words or less.
Yeah. And everybody else like that he faces has like this like detailed backstory.
So great.
But not One Punch Man. He trained for 3 years and now he can just beat the shit out of anything.
Yeah, it's 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 100 squats, and run 10K every day for 3 years, and you can defeat every enemy with one punch.
You're basically invincible.
But no days off and no breaks. You gotta do it every day.
Yep.
Also, don't use the air conditioning in the summer.
Yeah.
Yeah, or the heat in the winter. That helps you focus and you become stronger because of it. Yeah, that's his whole backstory. He one day they show you in episode 1. He encounters this. Well, first off, they live on on an Earth that's constantly attacked by demons and monsters.
Yeah, it's just random
And-
stuff. Just shows
But
up.
like, there's an elaborate evacuation scheme that everybody seems to know about. It's like, so they get attacked constantly by world-ending stuff. The first guy that shows up is a Piccolo kind of ripoff. He's like a purple Piccolo.
yeah.
And they're like, oh, everybody evacuated. This is an Omega level threat. Blah 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 blah. Please evacuate to yada 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 center. And One Punch Man shows up and just beats him in one punch.
Yeah.
And
And he's pissed about it.
oh yeah, but like the guy goes on for like 3 solid minutes explaining his whole backstory and where he came from. And
And he went up like 3 power levels.
oh yeah,
and
yeah. It was like
forms
just like got super huge and it's like muscles and energy rippling off this dude, and then gets beaten one punch. I just love to death how much they're just like, yes, we're an anime show. We realize that there are certain anime things that you need to see, but they're also laughing at it.
It almost feels like an American take on anime.
Yeah,
Like it feels like that. Like I mean, because if you talk to any American about anime, it's like, oh, it's so ridiculous and over the top.
yeah.
And everything is so like needless and like you don't really need to spend that much time doing this.
There's
Like
a lot
it
of
almost
useless
feels like an
exposition.
American perspective on all anime, but like a Japanese like studio is doing it.
Yeah, it's great. I like the villains a lot. I mean, even though they're only ever on one episode, but I mean, they're all or even the artwork is good, but like all the villains have a crazy good backstory. And I mean, like, I just love how much time they seem to like think about and then put into these villains just to get exploded in one punch. Because I mean, every one of them's got a good, solid backstory.
Yeah.
Even his like fellow hero, the cyborg dude,
His little disciple.
who's like got this super tragic, just heartbreaking backstory. And One Punch Man doesn't care. He's just like, I don't care.
Yeah, he's telling his backstory. He's like, he's saying 20 words or less. You're going on, but like even in that sequence, they're just like showing clouds go by, and, like grass growing, and it's like the kid's like, oh well, then. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
You get the same shot of like the side of the building like 3 times, which they use like it's like a city shot.
And the music just keeps speeding up.
Yeah.
And it just shows One Punch Man, like his face just getting more and more distraught.
It's just like, I can't believe I'm sitting here listening to this. And the kid just goes on and on and on. And it's kind of like Mega Man is pretty much his backstory.
Yeah, but like the scientist saved his life and turned him into a cyborg.
So I think Mega
Man's
Pinocchio and Mega Man had a baby.
Kind of like
as far as stories are concerned. Yeah, that's a little.
Astro Boy.
Astro Boy wasn't ever.
He's a complete robot, but he modeled it after his dying son.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Oh well, okay, fine. So they're both.
Yeah, so it's a Mega Man and Pinocchio, Astro Boy. But no, yeah,
Mega Man and Pinocchio, Astro Boy. All right.
But I really like the cyborg kid. He shoots crazy fire out of his hands. He's super badass. He's like super quick and whatnot, and he's a cyborg. And
yeah, one thing I loved about this show is, for all intents and purposes, everyone else but One Punch Man is a better fighter, and they've all got like crazy moves, and they like just seem like much more combat oriented. They're using crazy flips, and like they've got special moves that they like charge up, and they like yell the move before they do it.
And they go through like 4 evolutions, like as you meet them.
Get this over quick.
Yeah, they get to their final form just because they're so pissed that they're not getting the reaction they want out of One Punch Man. Like, what the fuck? Like,
that's I think one of the best parts of the show is his indifference to everything. He's the strong. I call it Goku's lament. He's the strongest, as far as he knows, the strongest being, and he's sad because there's nothing that challenges him. And he's kind of losing his touch with reality because, he's just like, nothing matters. I could beat, if I wanted to, I could just take over, So it's a really interesting story as far as that's concerned.
Yeah, because he says, like, I'm just doing this for fun, but I'm not having fun anymore.
Like, but
there's no point.
I'd say the other huge, like, really, really good thing about this is the music. I'm going to let Dan talk about the music.
Oh, yeah, the music's great. It's like, the main theme is like early 2000s style thrash, like Dragon Force kind of thing. Because you've got the lower E pedal, and then you got like the high stuff, like and it's good. Anytime the bad guys like start fighting, get like super pissed off, you get the same kind of feel. It's a little grittier. It's really well done.
I love it. The opening sequence is great. It's just the dude screaming one punch over this crazy metal riff. I'm totally down for that. It's great. The first time I saw this show, my mind was just absolutely blown. It's been a long time since I've instantly liked something, or I knew that I was just like, okay, whatever happens in this cartoon, I'm 100% down for.
I think it's been a long time since I've seen an anime and I know what they're trying to say. Like, where you kind of like, because most animes get some like really weird shit going on, or it's like super crazy. Like, you like, oh, I understand where they're coming from, and then something weird will happen. And you're like, they lost me.
We just rebirthed the earth, yay!
Yeah, or like little girls are using machine guns. And I don't know. It's like, but this, like, I understand what they're trying to say and what they're trying to do, and I love it. And it's great.
This is. The animation. It's really crisp. It's your general. I'm gonna say like A-class anime show.
For a parody, it's really high quality.
Yeah, it's solid. You can tell they definitely were going for a crisp or polished anime look. When the crazy fights start. Oh man, I didn't start up an episode for us to be watching.
That's okay.
I feel obligated to do it just because the cartoon's so awesome, and it's tradition, right? That's what we're going with. But
it's tradition.
when the fights start up, you see the anime gets really loose, and they it's kind of more freeform, like a Ren and Stimpy kind of.
It gets stretchy.
Yeah,
but it's might be like Aeon Flux.
Yeah, that's a bit, or the Max.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's it's a little more loose like that and good, but you're never sad about the animation quality. It's all just looks really good.
No, and the bad guys, for as short as they have a time in like the one show they're in before they get punched, I mean, there's a put to him. Like the crab guy, I love the crab guy.
I love the faces.
He's got like the torso of a giant crab monster, right? He's got like eyes on his stalks, and the eyes are really super crazy expressive. But then he's got skivvies and like normal person legs. It's just hilarious. I mean, it doesn't even have to talk for me. It just has to walk around, and I'd be laughing.
Now his backstory was not that elaborate. He's just like, I ate lots of crab, and now I'm a villain. Like,
and now I turned into a crab. I don't know what the hell happened.
And now I kill anyone who makes fun of me.
But I mean, that was also the very first villain that he ever faced.
Yeah.
And like it was. That's a great scene. I don't have to go into it. We've only watched the first 4 episodes of the 12-episode season. I want to come back to this show, and after we watch the rest of it, just to see where it's gone. Right now, he's just signing up to be part of the hero registry. So, like I said, this place keeps getting attacked left and right. So there's an association of superheroes they can send out, for whatever situation is going on, and they're always ineffective.
And the bike rider guy.
Yeah. There's a dude who just rides a bicycle around, and he might know some light jiu-jitsu or something, but he doesn't seem to be that great of a fighter to me. He got beat with one punch, and it wasn't even one punch, man.
You see him walking up, confronting the bad guys, and it cuts, and you hear a hit. then you see him on the ground.
I thought he was dead, actually.
Yeah.
But then he's got his arm in a sling.
Yeah, you see him on a news report later. They gave him all the credit for all the stuff that One Punch Man did, just because One Punch Man beat the bad guy and went home. And that was the only dude they could find around, and all the bad guys were dead.
And that's another thing I love about the show is you'll have these huge epic fights between people who are super invested in the conflict, and then One Punch Man will just show up, or he'll just be there, they'll just stumble across him, and he'll just punch somebody and it's over. Or he's mad that all the villains have bald heads and he has a bald head. So, that's the only reason he's mad. If he gets invested at all, it's for a really stupid reason, because he finds no joy in this anymore.
But so definitely check out One Punch Man. Oh, ratings. Or Scott, we'll start with you.
9. Easy 9.
9 out of 10.
9.
Dan says 9. I'm gonna get super controversial here.
10.
No, I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10.
Okay. I was gonna say
he's saying controversial because it's agreeing.
I mean, but we're all agreeing, and this is our highest rating of anything.
Yes.
That's a 9, didn't we? I think I
don't think we've all given anything. That's our highest unanimous rating of anything. I mean, that's something like that before on something.
Yeah.
When it appeals to all people at such a high level, you got something special.
If you like Dragon Ball Z, if you like anime,
but you always were like Dragon Ball Z is kind of dumb. I think even the most, I've never met somebody who like Dragon Ball Z, but even deep down we're it's kind of dumb.
I
used
17
to love
episodes to travel from one place to another, and they show you the whole trip.
Now, granted, they did cut a lot out in the English version, so there's more filler.
Okay. There's more filler in the English version than the Japanese version?
I mean, the Japanese version, it's longer, but, they make jokes and stuff. A lot of them are, cut out of the English version, and they play it straight, and it makes it feel longer.
Well, I mean, also, again, it's lost in translation.
Yeah.
The Japanese jokes probably wouldn't land. Some people the other thing before we get out of here. The villains are constantly calling out their special moves, Megaton Lion Slash or whatever. The only time One Punch Man calls out his move, he calls out consecutive normal punches.
And then he punches 4 dudes.
No, he punched one dude 4 times.
Oh, that's right.
And then exploded half of his body.
Yeah, and all the people around him.
No, it was just that lion dude.
That was the weird little dude, wasn't it?
It was the lion guy.
Okay.
The lion dude.
Okay, my bad.
And then the lion dude's just his legs, waist, we're just there's this giant blood smear up on the building behind him.
He slaps the mosquito. Anyway,
I love the blood smear.
This show is excellent. I have not seen one thing that I disagree with that takes away from the show so far. Again, we're 4 episodes in. You give it a watch.
We need to finish it.
Yeah, definitely gonna have to watch the rest of this. I'm interested to see where this hero registry takes him, because like right now nobody knows who he is. So yeah, we'll see if he takes off and then what happens there. But yeah, One Punch Man, check it out. It's on Hulu right now. I'm pretty sure you can find it in a couple other places, but you know, legitimately, it's definitely on Hulu. All right. Anybody else got anything?
I think we're good.
All right. Well, we're your Anime-Niacs. I'm Max,
Scott, Dan,
and we'll catch you guys next time when we talk about One Punch Man some more.